Hey everybody, welcome to Story Time with Andy. We have been reading lots of Christmas books lately, and we've got another one today. This one is called Dasher, and there's Dasher right there kind of hiding behind a tree. Dasher is a reindeer, and she is meeting Santa in this scene. So we're gonna draw. Be sure to get a piece of paper and a crayon ready. We're gonna draw Dasher coming out behind that tree there, okay? And before we get started, I want to say a special hello to my buddy Foster B in North Carolina. I thought about you, Foster, because if I had to pick a reindeer name for you, it would be Dasher. I have seen some videos of you dashing through the woods on your bike, and you are a maniac, and I love it. So this story made me think about you. I hope you like it. It's a really great story. It's about Dasher, who doesn't have a great life. She and her other reindeers are not very happy. They don't have great circumstances. And she goes off on her own and happens upon Santa, and you'll see the story of how she and the other reindeers come to help Santa. All right, so you guys ready? Let's read Dasher.
This is Dasher by Matt Tavares. Life was not easy for the reindeer family of J.P. Finnegan's traveling circus and menagerie. They spent long days crammed together under the hot sun as an endless stream of curious people jostled to catch a glimpse of them. Even at night, there was little rest. Some nights, to pass the time, Mama would tell stories. "It was a magical place," she would say. "The air was crisp and cold, and the ground was always covered with a cool blanket of white snow. Your father and I were free to roam under the glow of the North Star." Dasher, the youngest reindeer, loved Mama's stories. "Is that the North Star, Mama?" she asked. "The very same," Mama said. "We always knew we were home when it was directly overhead." "I wish we could go there," said Dasher. Mama sighed. "I do too," she said. "But Mr. Finnegan is not kind to animals who try to escape." Day after day, under the watchful eye of Mr. Finnegan, the reindeer family delighted crowds wherever they went. Dasher liked being with her family, and she loved meeting so many children who were always kind to her. And sometimes they even fed her carrots, which were her very favorite food. But at night, while the others were sleeping, she would lie awake, gazing at the bright star on the horizon, wishing for crisp, cold air and cool blankets of white snow. One night, mighty winds shook the circus tents and rattled the animals' cages. Dasher was wide awake, wishing on the North Star, when she was startled by a loud creak. The gate to their pen had swung open. Dasher could hear rustling from inside Mr. Finnegan's trailer. She glanced up at the North Star. She looked back at her sleeping family, and she knew that this might be her only chance. Her heart pounded. She took a deep breath, and then she ran as fast as she could. On she went for hours with the North Star as her guide. But no matter how far she traveled, it was still way off in the horizon. Dasher began to wonder if she would ever make it there. She thought about turning back, but she couldn't remember the way. She didn't know what to do. So she looked up at the North Star and made a wish. Just then, Dasher heard something in the distance. A soft jingling coming from the woods. There, in a clearing, Dasher saw a man and a horse. "I'm sorry, Santa," said the horse. "The sleigh is just so heavy this year." The man smiled. "Now, don't you worry, Silver Bell," he said. "We'll take all the breaks you need." "But the children," said the horse. "They'll be heartbroken if we can't deliver all these toys by Christmas morning." "Children?" thought Dasher. She stepped forward. "Maybe I can help," she said. "Hello there," said the man. Dasher walked closer, and the man smiled. "Have you ever pulled a sleigh?" he asked. Dasher shook her head. "I've never even seen a sleigh," she said. "But I pull a wagon just about every night." "Well," said the man, How would you like to make a whole bunch of children really happy on Christmas morning?" "I'd like that very much," said Dasher. Santa thanked Dasher and attached her harness. It was soft against her fur, and its jingling bells made the most beautiful sound she had ever heard. Santa climbed into his sleigh. Dasher pulled with all her might. Then suddenly, the load felt lighter. Dasher looked down. They were flying! All night, Dasher and Silver Bell pushed Santa's sleigh through the air as Santa guided it from rooftop to rooftop, delivering toys to children everywhere. Dasher had never experienced such a thrill, and she ate so many carrots she felt like she would burst. She was having so much fun she forgot all about the North Star. As the first light of dawn appeared on the horizon, they landed. The air was crisp and cold. The ground was covered with a cool blanket of white snow. Dasher searched for the North Star on the horizon, but couldn't find it anywhere. Santa smiled. "Dasher," he said, "look up." And there it was, directly overhead. Is that the North Star?" she asked. Santa's eyes twinkled. "Merry Christmas," he said, "and welcome home." The North Pole was just as wonderful as Mama's stories. Dasher roamed wherever she pleased, and Santa gave her all the carrots she wanted. But something was missing. "I love it here," she told Santa, "but I miss my family. I wish we could be together." Santa smiled. "That's your best wish yet, Dasher," he said. "Let's go find them." And late that night, Dasher guided Santa's sleigh all the way to J.P. Finnegan's traveling circus and menagerie. "Mama! Papa!" Dasher whispered. "Everybody, psst, wake up!" Mama lifted her head. "Dasher?" she said. "Is it really you?" "It's me, Mama," said Dasher. She told her family all about Santa and Silver Bell and how the North Pole was just as amazing as Mama's stories. "But I missed you," she said. "You were all I wished for." And Dasher led her family to Santa's sleigh, and Santa attached their harnesses. "You're not going to believe this part," she said. When Christmas Eve arrived, Silver Bell watched as Santa prepared his team. "Are you sure you don't want to come?" asked Dasher. "I'm sure," said Silver Bell. "I know the 8 of you will do a fine job." Late that night, as Santa and his new team of reindeer soared around the world, he called them by name for the very first time. "Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen." On Christmas morning, after all the toys had been delivered, they flew back to the North Pole, where they still live happily today. There, the air is crisp and cold. The ground is always covered with a blanket of white snow, and Dasher has everything she ever wished for. The end. Hey friends, it's drawing time. We are going to draw the cover right here of our book Dasher. We're not going to draw this part. We're just going to draw this part right here where we see Dasher kind of just come out from the trees and when she first meets Santa, okay? So we're going to draw a tree over here, and then we're going to draw the shape of Dasher. So you can kind of follow along. You can see my pencil marks right there. That way you can follow along a little bit, but we're going to come all the way over to the edge of the paper, and we're going to draw a tree shape, okay? Really simple. So just kind of go out, then in a little bit, out, then in a little bit, out, then in, out, then in, okay? And we'll draw the ground. That'll give us somewhere where we know Dasher is standing, so you can draw a straight line just like that. All right, friends, we're gonna draw a reindeer. So let's start with these antlers. We're gonna make a V, okay? And then put some little sprouts coming off of that. And then we're gonna draw a V on the outside of that, okay? Come right out here, and then make some more sprouts coming off of it. All right, looking like Dasher? Cool. All right, there's our antlers. Now we're gonna draw her ear. I keep calling it a him, but it's a her. Just come down just like that and you can make an ear. Bring your line down like that to give a neck. We're gonna kind of give a little hump here. That's like where her shoulder is. Bring it down a little bit and then up to where her bum is hiding behind our tree, okay? Now we're gonna come back up here to the antlers. We're gonna bring her face down and out. That's her nose. Come down. Bring a neck down like that. And then just like that, okay? All right, so legs are kind of just like sticks, right? You can draw hooves if you want. They have like a little bump at the knee. You can draw that if you want. This back one's kind of a weird shape like that. And then this one comes out like this. All right. Let's draw a nose up here, really tiny. You can just kind of color that corner in for a nose. The mouth is just kind of straight like that. And then we're gonna draw a C for an eye, okay? And then color in the inside corner like that. And we can add some like fur. Just kind of shake your pen or pencil up and down because we know reindeer aren't smooth. They have really nice fur everywhere, right? So you can just kind of give it some fur to give it more of a reindeer shape, all right? And there you go. Now, if you want, you can draw Santa right over here where Dasher meets him for the first time, okay? But we are going to draw Dasher up at the top of our page. They have it kind of fancy on the book. Let's see if we can copy that. What do you think? We're gonna draw D, A, S, H, E, R. Dasher. Beautiful. Way to go.
All right, that was such a sweet book. I love it. I loved seeing all of the reindeer kind of together and happy and getting to live out their best life in the North Pole with Santa. That's so great. And now they have a job that they can be excited about and that they love, and they get to be part of Santa's story. So love that book. Hope you did too. I would love to see your pictures. You can have your mom or dad put them on our Facebook or Instagram page so that I can see what a great artist you are, okay? Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed that book, and as always, stay well and keep reading.